2 days ago, the official Claude account posted 7 demos to 4.2 million people with one line. Here are some projects people already built with Fable 5: a Goldfish pond, a Boeing 747, an infinite gothic city drowning in the ocean. Most people scrolled, said wow, and kept moving. I did something else. I took all 7 prompts, opened a blank editor, and tried to rebuild every single one myself from scratch blind. Then I graded each one on a simple scale. Did it work on the first try? Did it need fixes? Or did it quietly not work at all? 7 demos, 7 receipts. By the end, you will know which of these are real one shot magic, which take more hands than the threads admit, and which one on that list is not what it looks like. There is also a twist I did not see coming when I started this. While I was testing, the government stepped in. Let me show you the scoreboard. First, the rules, because a fair test needs them. Fable 5 launched on June 9th. It is the public version of Anthropic's Mythos class model, the strongest thing they have ever handed to ordinary users. And right now, it is free inside Claude subscriptions. The official account's 7 demos were the highlight reel. So here is exactly what I did with each one. I used the same prompt the original builder used, word for word where I could find it. Everything had to be self contained. The same bar they set, usually a single file with no outside libraries. And nothing counted as done until I loaded it in a real browser, took screenshots, and looked at them with my own eyes. 3 possible grades. 1 shot if it ran correctly on the very first try. Fixed if it worked but needed cleanup passes. And partial if the headline turned out bigger than the build. Demo 1, the one everybody shared. A Japanese developer posted it with one line. With just Fable 5, an app that lets you feed goldfish. You click a pond, food drops, and the fish swim over and eat it. It looks like nothing. It is exactly the kind of thing that is deceptively hard. Because beautiful water, plus fish that wander, then notice food, then chase it, then bump around each other, instead of overlapping, is a dozen little systems pretending to be one. So I handed my editor the same brief. One self contained file. No libraries. Here is what came back: a pond with sun rays, lily pads, and 11 distinct goldfish, each with a flowing procedural tail. Then I clicked the water. Food scattered across the surface, and the whole school turned and converged on it. One fish caught mid bite with a little splash. It ran on the first try. 21 kilobytes of code, no errors. Grade 1 shot, 1 down. This is the easy end of the scale. It gets harder fast. Demo 2 was a dare. Another developer posted it saying, I deliberately threw a tough challenge at it, expecting it to fail. The challenge: an effect where ink melts together like a fluid. Real Japanese ink marbling, where you drop sumi black and indigo onto water and they swirl and blend like smoke. That word, fluid, is the trap. Anyone can fade 2 colors together. Actually simulating fluid means solving the same equations that model real water on the graphics card 60 times a second. So that is what I asked for. The first build ran with no errors. But watch what happened. The colors spread, and then, over a few seconds, they all blurred into one flat gray wash. Technically, a fluid. Aesthetically, mud. The fix was not a bug fix. It was a physics fix. The motion was settling too slowly, and the black ink was drowning every other color. 2 tuning passes later, the drag pulls the ink into real marbled filaments, green and salmon and blue, threading through each other in a spiral. That is genuine fluid simulation, not a gradient. Grade fixed. It got there. It just needed a steadier hand than one prompt. Demo 3 is the one that made even the skeptics go quiet. The head of product at Hugging Face gave Fable a prompt that is really an instruction to grade its own work. Build the most realistic Boeing 747 in 3D in code. Then, and this is the important part, build a camera system. Look at your own renders and loop until you are satisfied. No reference images, just shapes, math, and self correction. So I ran the same loop. Round 1 looked like this, a plane, sure. But the hump was too short, the wings too wide. It read more like an Airbus than a 747. And then the model did the thing that makes this demo special. It took screenshots from 6 different angles, critiqued its own silhouette, and fixed the geometry, round after round. The hump grew into that iconic upper deck. The wings got their swept kink and their winglets. A weird little nub on the nose got sanded down over 3 separate passes. 6 iterations later, that is a 747-400. Double bubble fuselage, 4 underslung engines, full landing gear, all built from geometry that critiques itself in a loop. The creator of three.js himself looked at the community results and said, "These models are now inventing their own geometry tricks the library never shipped." This is the most important demo on the whole list. And it is not because of the airplane. It is because the model could see its own mistakes and fix them without me in the loop. Grade. It compiled first try, then improved itself 6 times. Call that earned. Demo 4 came from Wharton professor Ethan Mollick, and it is pure showing off. One prompt. Create a shader, just math, no images, of an infinite city of neo-Gothic towers, half drowned in a stormy ocean with huge waves. A shader is about the hardest way there is to make a picture. You do not place anything. You write one math formula that every pixel on the screen runs at the same time. And out of that single formula, a whole world is supposed to appear. So I asked for the drowned Gothic city. Rows of dark towers with spires fading into storm fog, waves crashing between them, rain, lightning washing the whole scene cold for a frame. It compiled on the first try, no errors, and then a make it better pass added the lightning bolts, the lit windows, and sharper waves. The entire flooded cathedral city is one page of math. Grade, one shot. That is 3 of 7 that ran clean on the first attempt. But the next one is a completely different kind of test. Demo 5 looks the simplest and is secretly the strictest. A tester who benchmarks AI models by making them build in Minecraft posted a wooden house by Fable 5, Max Reasoning. The catch is in his setup. He uses what he calls a safe system prompt, a list of rules that strips out creativity and forces the model to be functional instead. No empty shells. The door has to face the path. The roof cannot have gaps. Every room has to be furnished and lit. So I reproduced both the house and the rulebook in a browser voxel world. Log corners, plank walls, a proper pitched roof, a porch, and a path leading to the door. And then the rule that actually matters. Inside is not a hollow box. There is a bed, a table, a chair, bookshelves, a carpet, and 3 torches genuinely casting light across the room. 875 blocks. And it passes the walkthrough. Grade, fixed, and functional. It earns its pass because the test was never, can you make a cube? It was, can you follow a spec you are not allowed to argue with? Demo 6 is my favorite because the person who posted it was honest, and honesty is rare in a launch week. A developer built a poseable voxel character. You grab a hand or a hip, drag it, and the whole soft body follows along. But he added a line that most people skipped right past. Still work to do on weight, gravity, SUV, and the paper legs. So I rebuilt it and I learned exactly what he meant. A blocky figure with control points on the hands, the feet, the hips, and the head. I drag the right hand up, the arm raises, and the shoulder and torso lean into the pull. It looks alive. And then you push on it, and the cracks show. The character only stands at all because I pinned its feet to the floor like a puppet on a stand. There is no real weight to it. The knees bend backwards, the arms float. This is the honest edge of the whole launch. The kind of physics that makes a body actually fall and catch itself needs more than the trick everyone is using right now. And he said so out loud while everyone else posted only their best angle. Grade, real, with paper legs. Exactly as advertised. Demo 7 is the one I have to be careful about because it is both the most impressive and the most misunderstood. A computer vision developer posted a clip of Fable 5 with the line, "Help me shoot this soccer ball faster," and a gorgeous overlay tracking a ball with a glowing, speed colored trail. Here is the part the screenshot does not tell you. That is not a one prompt build. He films himself shooting real soccer balls, and behind that clip is a real engineering pipeline: object detection, body pose tracking, months of work. Fable 5 did not conjure that out of nothing. It helped him improve it. So I was honest with myself. I could not reproduce his computer vision rig in an afternoon, and neither could a single prompt. What I could rebuild was the overlay itself. The speed colored trail, the tracking box, the live kilometers per hour, automatic goal detection. But underneath my version is a physics simulation wearing a computer vision costume. The confidence percentage is pure decoration. And that is the whole point. Grade partial. Not because Fable failed, because this one was never a magic trick. It was a real project that a very good model joined. The thread implies one prompt. The truth is more impressive and less viral. So here is the scoreboard: 7 demos. 3 of them ran perfectly on the first try: the Goldfish, the shader, and if you count the compile, the airplane before its loop even started. 2 worked but needed a steadier hand: the ink and the house. One was refreshingly honest about its own broken physics: the character. And one was never a one shot at all: the soccer overlay. That is all by itself a genuinely strong model. But now step back and look at the whole list with me: a goldfish, a shader, an airplane, a gothic city, a voxel house, a ragdoll, a ball with a trail. Notice anything. Every single demo the official account chose is a visual toy. Not one business app, not one agent doing real work, not one of the boring, valuable, unglamorous things that people actually pay money for. That is not an accident. Visual demos go viral because you can judge them in 1 second flat. The real tests of this model, the 50 million line code migrations, the bugs that stumped every other model on Earth, those do not fit inside a 4.2 million view thread. The showcase is the appetizer. And there is a reason Anthropic wanted the whole internet hungry and fast because of what happened next. Here is the twist I promised you. While people were busy building goldfish ponds, on June 13th, the US government sent Anthropic a letter, an export control directive, effective immediately. Fable 5 and its bigger sibling Mythos had to be cut off from every foreign national, anywhere in the world, including Anthropic's own staff. The government's stated worry was that someone had found a way to jailbreak the model. Anthropic looked at the demonstration, said it only surfaced minor, already known issues, and pushed back hard. But to comply, they had to abruptly disable the model for enormous numbers of customers. So the free window everyone was racing inside did not just have a price deadline on June 23rd. it suddenly had a political one too. The most capable model, handed to the public in years, became, for a lot of people, simply unavailable within days of these demos going up, which makes every one of these seven little builds an artifact of a very strange week. A model powerful enough to grade its own airplane and contained before most people even got to try it. I put the whole test into a free guide, all seven prompts, word for word, so you can paste them straight into Fable or, honestly, into any strong model and run the exact same scoreboard yourself. Plus my grade on each one, what broke, and the single trick, that self checking loop from the airplane that made the biggest difference across all seven. Comment the word 7 and I will send it straight to you, free. If watching me turn 7 magic tricks over to see the wires underneath was worth your time, subscribe because I do the building so you know what is real before you spend a credit on it. I drop bite sized AI breakdowns every day on Instagram and the full deep dives, like this one, right here on YouTube. I will see you in the next one.